What's going on, New York Giants fans? Welcome back to another video. If you guys haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification button so you get notified when live stream pops or video drops. Appreciate y'all. Hope you're all doing well. Another roster bubble series video. This one's an interesting candidate, and let's get right to it with that one. This is 7th round pick from 2020, TJ Brunson. Now, I might have a limited analysis on Mr. Brunson here because he did not play a lot of meaningful snaps in 2020. With that being said, he also, was in training camp, and training camp was behind closed doors, and we couldn't really see a lot in terms of his weaknesses, his strong points, and stuff like that. We could only refer off his college tape, and I know he did have some tackling issues at South Carolina. Obviously, that's where the Giants picked him from. So obviously, once again, as I mentioned at the beginning, did not play a lot of meaningful snaps. I think he played like 3% less than of the defensive snaps, maybe like 1 or 2 or 3 in one of the games he played. He also played a tiny bit of special teams, but he was inactive for 12 games last year, and he is certainly on the bubble. I don't think there is a certain doubt in my mind that says he's not on the bubble. He's definitely on the bubble. And real quickly, right away, let's go into his competition. Reggie Ragland, Cale Garrett, Devontae Downs, Carter Coughlin, Tate Crowder. Now, Carter Coughlin's in there because he transferred over to the inside linebacker position in minicamp. So that's obviously a big win for him in terms of versatility and making the roster spot. If you're more versatile, you're likely to make a roster spot even more than playing just one position. Obviously, a couple times last year, he did play the quarterback spy spot in terms of inside linebacker. Did that against the Seahawks, and he showed some good signs there, as well as Tate Crowder as well. But who can he beat and how can he make it? I think the only guy, in my personal opinion, now I could be wrong. A lot of people could say, well, you're wrong on this one. The only guy I think he can beat possibly is Cale Garrett, because we haven't seen Garrett. He's been on and off practice squads and different rosters. I know he spent part-time with the Titans and the Vikings as well. So that's a guy I think he can beat to start. But how can he make it? He has to get better at tackling. I think that was his issue at South Carolina. He has to show something. Because there is a lot of linebackers that are favored in front of him right now who have more snaps over the past couple of years or whatever, maybe over the last year even as well. And TJ Brunson has played this many defensive snaps. So he's going to have to work his ass off in terms of training camp of a lifetime, preseason of a lifetime. Now, if the Giants want to, obviously at the end of the preseason, they can stash him on the practice squad, and TJ Brunson can go through waivers, unclaimed, and go to the practice squad, or he can get claimed by somebody if he gets cut. If he makes the roster, obviously he makes the roster and stuff like that. It'd be interesting to see if he's inactive or active during the season as well, if he does make the roster once again. And also, I don't think there's going to be protections this year where it's going to be, you could protect 2 guys and then put them on the roster for the game, for whatever week game it is, because it's not the 16-man, it's the 8-man practice squad. Actually, 10-man, excuse me. It's a 10-man practice squad this year, so it's going to be a different story, much like the past years, not 2020. Now, who he may not beat and how could he lose? Not show anything in training camp, kind of be that special teams guy that the New York Giants probably already have behind the scenes, whether it be Crowder, Downs, or whoever. The guys that are probably favored above him are Reggie Ragland, Devontae Downs, Carter Coughlin, Tate Crowder. Most notably Crowder and Coughlin because they're young guys and they rose above 7th round pick expectations last year. Reggie Ragland is a rotational kind of linebacker. He has some weaknesses, but I definitely think he is a better linebacker at this stage in the game than TJ Brunson. Once again, he hasn't gotten a lot of snaps, so we can't say that to a full extent. But the point is, he would likely be favored because Reggie Ragland is a veteran. He's been around the game, though he's been off the field with injuries and inconsistent as a linebacker, not really living up to that first-round hype. But Reggie Ragland, once again, would be favored over TJ Brunson. I think you could ask anybody that, and they would say the same thing. And Devontae Downs, honestly, this one was kind of tough for me deciding it. But Devontae Downs, not a great linebacker next to Blake Martinez last year, did play a high percentage of snaps compared to his years past. But in terms of tackling, he's okay. He's good at that. He limits yards after catch for some receivers in whether it be zone coverage. I think it's mostly zone coverage, man coverage. He, I think, struggles a little bit more because he has to get assigned to a man, and he missed a lot of assignments last year. I remember one notable assignment being Austin Hooper against the Cleveland Browns, and he scored a touchdown. I believe that was the first touchdown of the game. Once again, everybody was screaming Devontae Downs. But he does bring value on special teams, and I think that and tackling go over any benefit, as of right now, that TJ Brunson brings to the table. So with that being said, this is a shorter video than my other roster bubble video. With that being said, my final projection is that he does make the practice squad. I don't think he makes the roster. There are 4 guys favored over him as of right now. Just a special teams guy, practice squad guy. If injuries happen, they'll bring him on. If not, then he stays on the practice squad, maybe gets claimed by another team, or possibly gets cut from the practice squad. I don't think he's making the roster. I think he's a huge underdog that's not going to make the roster. So if you guys haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe, turn that notification button so you get notified when live stream pops or video drops. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming back to another roster bubble video. See you next time.